You know that feeling. That exact split-second thing that happens when you open your bank app on a random Tuesday morning and your thumb hesitates before you swipe to refresh. The loading circle spins. Your stomach drops about half an inch. You think a payment bounced. You think something went wrong with the direct deposit. Then the number loads. $2,000, everything's fine. So you close the app and forget about it for another week. But that half-inch drop in your stomach wasn't anxiety. It was your brain trying to warn you about something it couldn't quite articulate yet. $2,000 in a checking account doesn't feel like a safety net because it isn't one. It's more like leaving your front door unlocked in a neighborhood where you know damn well people are checking handles. My mom sent me a screenshot last week. Her budgeting app threw a little confetti animation because she stayed under her wants budget for the month. She was genuinely proud. I didn't have the heart to tell her that the confetti was designed by the same people who are quietly draining the account it's celebrating. Here's what I can't stop thinking about. The 50-30-20 rule. 50 for needs, 30 for wants, 20 for savings. It didn't come from a financial advisor. It came from a marketing team. Probably at a bank. Probably in a conference room with one of those glass whiteboards that nobody actually writes on. They needed a formula that sounded balanced enough that nobody would question it. And it worked, because nobody does. 30% for wants. Who picked 30? Not 20, not 40, not 35, 30. I'll tell you what I think happened. Somebody ran the numbers and figured out the exact percentage of income you can give back to yourself that keeps you just comfortable enough to not ask harder questions. It's an allowance. You're an adult. You work 40, 50 hours a week. And the financial system hands you 30% of your own money like a treat and says go buy your latte. $60,000 a year income. That's $18,000. Gone. Not into anything memorable. Into subscriptions you forgot you have. Into food that makes you tired afterward. Into clothes that end up in a chair in your bedroom that you keep meaning to put away, but somehow never do. You're not spending that money. You're renting distractions with it, so the treadmill feels less like a treadmill. It's nothing but a loop we never realize we're part of. Now here's the part that actually keeps me up. While you're doing that, something else is moving underneath. Picture a guy on the 40th floor of a glass building, suit that costs more than your car. He's not thinking about you specifically. He doesn't need to. Because you're one of millions running on the same track he designed. And that 30% you spend on wants, that's the lubricant. It keeps the machine running smoothly, so you never feel the friction to stop or feel uneasy. Inflation is eating 3% of what your money can buy every single year. Your savings account is paying you maybe 0.5% if you're lucky. You're not standing still. You're moving backward on a walkway that's going faster than you are. The guy in the suit doesn't even notice you because he's not watching you. He's watching the differential. That gap between what you think you have and what it can actually purchase. That's where the real money is made. The 50% needs category is where it gets genuinely dark. Because the system quietly redefined the word need sometime in the last 30 years and nobody seemed to notice. A car is a need, sure. Is a brand new car with a $500 monthly payment a need? The bank says yes. They even gave it a name. Good debt. I need to pause on that phrase for a second. Good debt. Say it out loud. It sounds like something a lawyer invented to make a leash feel like a leash you chose. There's no such thing as good debt. There's debt you survive and debt you don't. That's the real breakdown. You buy a car for $35,000. The second you drive it off the lot, it's worth $28,000. You just vaporized $7,000 before the new car smell even faded. The bank owns that car. You're renting it from them and paying interest for the privilege. But your budget app puts it under needs, so you feel responsible every time you make the payment. Imagine this. You're renting the car, but you think you own it. One late payment blows up the entire illusion. Isn't that just lifestyle creep wearing a disguise? Let me know in the comments if you want a full video on lifestyle creep, especially if you're a teen or just landed your first job. It's the trap nobody warns you about. And don't forget to subscribe and share this if it hit you. Meanwhile, the guy on the 40th floor just bought another bottle of whatever he drinks. Here's where I almost gave up when I first figured this out.
You're losing ground every day, not dramatically, not in a way you can point to and say that's the moment it went wrong. It's slow, quiet, accumulating. And the ugliest part is that you've been doing everything right according to every rule you've been taught. Budget, check. Savings account, check. Living within your means, check. And you're still falling behind. Which means the rules aren't broken. They're working exactly as designed, just not for you. So what actually works? I don't have a clean 3-step answer for you because I don't think one exists. But here's what I've seen work for actual people, not just theory on a whiteboard. Look at your rent, not with the eyes of someone who likes their apartment, with the eyes of someone doing triage. Can you get a roommate? Can you move to a zip code that's 15 minutes less convenient but 40% cheaper? It hurts, I know it hurts. My ego nearly prevented me from downsizing my apartment 2 years ago, and that ego cost me about $14,000 before I finally swallowed it. Look at your car the same way. Can you sell it? Can you buy something for $2 or $3 grand that starts when you turn the key and gets you from where you are to where you're going? You think a nice car signals wealth. It signals debt to anyone who actually understands money. The wealthiest person I know personally drives a 2012 Honda Civic with a dent in the rear bumper that he's never fixed because he genuinely doesn't care. If you can get your needs down to 40% and your wants down to 10%, which is brutal, I'm not pretending it isn't, you suddenly have half your income. 50%. On $60,000, that's $30,000 a year. Don't save it. Don't put it in a high-yield account that's still losing to inflation. Invest it, buy assets, things that generate money while you sleep. Index funds, real estate if you can swing it. Turn your money into employees that hire more employees. That's not a metaphor. That's literally how compounding works. I don't know if you'll actually do any of this. I didn't for 3 years after I first understood it. I kept my apartment, kept my car payment, kept my subscriptions, told myself next month. The system is betting that you'll do the same thing. That you'll close this tab, open Instagram, buy something you don't need to impress someone you don't particularly like, and by tomorrow morning, this conversation won't even be a memory. Maybe they're right, most people do exactly that, I did. But next Tuesday, when you open your bank app and your stomach drops that half-inch before the number loads, you'll know why. Now you see how the system is working, you see the trap. But some of you are sitting there thinking you're safe. You're thinking that doesn't apply to me, I don't make 50 grand, I just got promoted, I make 75. You think a bigger salary is your way out. It's not. A bigger salary doesn't set you free, it just builds a bigger cage. It just gives the system more money to drain out of your bank account before you even notice it's gone. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you exactly how they use your new promotion to keep you chained to your desk for the next 30 years. I'm going to show you the great millennial illusion. If you have the guts to face it, hit the subscribe button. Not for me, for you, so you don't miss the next piece of the puzzle. Because if you think making more money will save you, you are already dead.